Hello, everybody. Deep gratitude to Simone Leigh, Rashida Bombre, Sadia Hartman, Tina Kant, to all of you for your collective beauty, brilliance, vulnerability, and care. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. I intended to present something entirely different. And what happened is that a very close friend of mine was slipping into a manic phase. It was the first time that I'd seen them in 4 years, and the last time I saw them, they were in a severe psychotic state. And I am in the middle of editing a novel, preparing it for publication, that has a bipolar character in it, but more importantly deals with the notion of being undone. And I'm not so interested in the being undone, but I'm very interested in the act of witnessing and allowing and facilitating this undoing, and what it takes to be that sort of witness. What type of states do we have to allow? And I'm interested here in the need and the willingness to be undone by witnessing the undoing. And how do we respond as in prevent and try not to alter this undoing, that often this idea of holding space, which is such a catchphrase, comes with trying to alter it. So how do we hold space by letting it all come out and be ugly? So as I was spending time with my friend in that week before they went on heavy medication, I wrote a companion piece for myself. This is probably definitely not going into the novel, that where I for the first time assumed the first person point of view for somebody in a manic state, and I wanted to share that with you. And it's called The Waves. It slipped that day. The room full of pots I'd brought up from the ground floor, carried full of water, up the 3 flights of stairs to the room at the top. There were things I was going to boil. Always you need water. Water no gets enemy, you know that. Fella said it, problematic on some levels, but he said it. Water, the undertow, no one gets around it. It carries you, not always in current. At 6 a.m. I was ready. The toddler stirred briefly and I jumped. I sat on the floor by her cot, wishing her good morning. Then I asked permission. Could I touch her body to carry her out of bed? She did not know the word consent, but she knew about choices and decisions. She made hers and joined me. She would have gone back to sleep, but we could not waste the morning. It carries with it the promise of more. Even she knew that. We prepared. We were cooking. The cuddlies were joining in. The bears were there, the dolls, the building blocks, the games, the picture books I was too charged to read. Everything we could find in a playroom came out until there was no floor left, just things that had purpose. There is so much purpose. I cannot stop it. I can only connect. It slipped that day. Autonomy, the ability to decide, to exercise one's own will, or interest, or need, or whim even. This slippage, this withdrawal, the transference of rights designed by others, those who are not me. It consists of confines for which we have no measure. We only have the law to weigh up and calculate behavior. The way the mind is free to roam, to end up captivated. Sometimes we don't come back to the places that hold us. Mostly there's nothing to keep us safe. The room became full and light and of purpose. Delight. We navigated, climbed over the cars that were lined up, the furniture from the doll's house, which we had arranged as open-air living space, the craft materials we had pulled out to make something, because there is nothing more precious than building, putting things together in an order that suits you. I was showing her, the 2-year-old, how you make things that have meaning. I was rushing. Time flies, so little scope to catch it. There is purpose and there is knowledge. all converges. And how do we keep it apart? When the world crashes in, how do you keep your mind in states we can manage? What even is manageable? The definition says, manageable is able to be controlled or dealt with without difficulty. It is not difficult being manic. In the state of it, it flows. Just rarely do we come out of it unharmed. There were things in the pots. I cannot tell you now what they were, but you will believe me when I say they had purpose. Water was there. I said that already. Water, of course, always water, but other things too. I was going to cook. We were having a feast. The toddler navigated the precarious obstacle course. Her jittery anticipation, my joy. She understood we could not stand still. We had to move. There is no shutting down the flow. The waves will crash either way. I remembered self-care, the body, my body. The way the outside joins my skin and does not end there. The way it doesn't slide off but seeps into this porous state. This place that should have a defined here and there, an outside that keeps things out, really, out. Here is a violence that has no name, no measure, no law. How I cannot keep it apart, and it does not leave me, and I have not given permission. I lay down in between all of the water, the pots, the toys. I needed to clean my ears, a long candle for which I needed fire. It would draw out the wax that had been building, I was sure of it, inside my ears. I told her, the 2-year-old, she would have to stand back because there would be an open flame. There are things that belong together and things we have to unravel. There are things we have to do alone and things we can witness. There are things that look the same but are entirely different, and all of it we know. The way the mind goes, where the heart is placed, and you cannot capture it. We filled the room with our cooking, mine as well as hers. Her voice shrill, mine fast. We were in full flow. The toddler's mother appeared. We had been busy for hours, or it might have been minutes. I could sense her eyes scanning the rooms, not just the one with the pots, but the one we had raided, the playroom. She stepped gingerly and listened. I told her of the plans, the upcoming performance, the art projects, the food that she could see in her pots, the ones I'd brought upstairs. They needed cooking, a transformation, one state to another, an entirely different matter. She looked at the water in the pots. She nodded. Honey, there's no fire up here, she said. You won't be able to cook. And it reminded me. I asked her to light the candle, the one for my ears, and I lay down again, holding it up straight. The toddler looked briefly, but she already knew. We had discussed this. She remembered. You cannot get caught up when someone is moving through different realms. You have to evaluate their own body against yours and how the internal conflicts with its boundaries. Where are theirs, the limits? Where are yours? You have to keep back, gauge, decide. Both sides arrange to determine the rules. Assess, consent, permission. A body should belong to itself. My mind should be free to follow its own laws. What are we allowed to keep and have when it slips? What can the body hold on to for itself when the world comes crashing? When the outside is forcing its way inside, I need no beginning or end. Thank you.